Hey, over here. No, come closer. Yeah, it's been a while, I guess. I've been busy with moving, work, and family. Having two boys is like struggling to fight the Cyclops, only to get surprise attacked by a fucking griffin out of nowhere. It's brutal, but then you can add a move on top of all this. Yeah, you can imagine. It was something like moving from Wentworth to Backbatal. A bit smaller, but with a better view. And the prices they're asking just for living these days are crazy. Turns out Wi-Fi out in these parts are not what I'm used to. And I just got a stable connection a couple of weeks ago. So that's at least good. And you know what else? Coming back to YouTube is actually really nice. I didn't know I would miss making vids this much, but damn, it feels good to be writing a script again, recording footage, and make a video. Maybe because that's the only time I'm away from the kids. Seriously though, I've been missing the live streams as well, so I'm gonna try and get that ball rolling again. But yeah, before we get too deep into the Chino-Afghan lore here, let's talk about Dragon's Dogma 3.0. So many of you have probably heard news that the producer behind Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma has a new game coming. And people are already confusing this to be the director of Dragon's Dogma, Hideaki Itsuno, but this is actually Hiroyuki Kobayashi. Also a former employee of Capcom, he had the role of executive producer. They secure funding, make high-level decisions, and they're usually involved in marketing and distribution strategies. In other words, he was an integral part of these games. So, to hear that his new game studio, GP Track 50, is working on a new action RPG is pretty exciting. We haven't heard much in terms of what the game will look like, but in a new interview with Japanese publication Famitsu, Kobayashi provided a promising update. In our New Year's greeting card for 2025, I said I wanted to announce it by the end of the year, and as a man of my word, I want to keep that promise. We've already entered the second half of the year, but rest assured that our studio is already preparing to make the announcement. So that's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to see what they have been cooking here. Of course, with tempered expectations. But I don't think this game can be coined Dragon's Dogma 3.0 just yet. I think this game is a much better candidate for that title. Let me explain. So this is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, okay? I'm using an ENB here with upscaled 4K textures. Then we have Dragon's Dogma 2, also with an ENB, but this time around, the ENB isn't really making that big of an impact. Of course, the game looks pretty good vanilla. And lastly, we have Dragon's Dogma Online. Now this game came out after Dark Arisen, but before DD2, and without an ENB together with upscaled textures, this game fell short in the visual department for a long time, until very recently. Now we finally have upscaled 4K textures for landscape, enemies, armor and weapons, as well as powerful tools to improve the visuals of the game like image sharpening and ray tracing, together with the available ENBs. Dragon's Dogma Online finally looks like a next-gen title with vibrant colors and advanced shadow and lighting techniques. The reason I'm referring to this as Dragon's Dogma 3.0 now is that when graphics aren't really the deal breaker anymore, we can compare them in terms of quests, combat mechanics, and enemy variety instead. And this is where Didion shines. Indeed. There we go. Fucking hell. Thank you, so badass. Alchemist, Spirit Lancer, and High Scepter. These three vocations are by far the most unique and will provide vastly different experiences, as well as high skill ceilings. Then you have Seeker, Hunter, Priest, and Shield Sage that have been altered to provide new playstyles, but with skill sets we are familiar with from the other two games. Fighters, warriors, sorcerers, and element archers play like before, but with completely new skills and mechanics we haven't seen before. So, I highly recommend you guys try out all of the vocations since there is so much new here to experience. When it comes to enemy variety, we are spoiled in DDon. Not only does the base version of enemy types far outnumber what we have in Dark Arisen and DD2, but many of these also come in variants, as well as the new infected mechanic giving familiar boss encounters a completely new added challenge. To this day, I still haven't seen all the enemy types you can encounter in this game, which is crazy. Let me just show you guys what I mean. Oh, what the hell is that?
Manticore.
Manticore.
Fucking hell, what is that face?
One only a mother could love.
Yeah. Alright, enemy slicing coming. Man, this guy's edgy as fuck. Now, the world of Lastania is massive. Probably bigger than Dark Arisen and DD2 combined, and initially you might think this world feels empty, but that's just because in this game we have to increase the area rank of the different locations for them to spawn new enemy types and bosses. The best way to do this is by completing world quests in that area. I'll share this Google Docs sheet in the description for those of you who want to go hunting for specific bosses. Also, I want to mention that when starting up the game, you get a prompt asking you what channel you want to play in. Now, all of these channels carry over your progress, but some of them have specific enemy spawns created for special events. You can see on the right here how many people are in that channel, and of course, most people choose the first option. This channel is always the most populated, so for players who want to bring a big party to do co-op with, I highly recommend playing on the other channels for a smoother experience. So, if this video haven't swayed you yet, then I hope the others to come will. And you could join the channel if you don't want to miss out on live streams and future videos covering DDon. So yeah, go out there and enjoy Dragon's Dogma 3.0, and I'll see you guys in the next one.